welcome to the 56th episode of the Generally Speaking podcast. I'm your host, GeneralArse.
And I'm the co-host, Wall Seeker.
And then we have a guest here. His name is.
Don't introduce yourself, weirdo.
Yeah, don't introduce yourself, you fucking asshole. Oh my god, we went over this. We told you many times. We told you like 7 times.
Yeah.
Like, please don't.
Can't be a guest no more.
Yeah, get out and leave. But this is Peaches, a fellow streamer and fellow funny guy, and we're putting him on the spot. Okay, you say you're a funny guy, but like, tell us a joke. Go.
I only like being put on hot dogs, not spots. So,
yeah,
does that count as a joke?
That yeah.
It should.
I bet like Jim, who's watching this right now, I bet he laughed. He went.
Our one dedicated viewer, Jim.
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 But yeah, we finally did it. We got a guest. I think it's been like a year since we've had a guest on the podcast. we haven't had a guest episode in a while, at least.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks. 10, 20.
20, 30, maybe
50, 52 exactly.
Oh Lord, yeah.
No.
But yeah, Peaches, why don't you just introduce like what you do and stuff for our listeners, our dear listeners?
My name is Peachesnstreams, and I stream, and I'm a peach, and that's about it. No,
yeah.
I stream just variety stuff. I do video games. I do a little bit of React content here and there when somebody demands I do something. Like, watch this clip. It'll make me clap my feet. Do it. And I love it. I play a lot of games anyway, so I figure I might as well stream it and make some friends along the way. And lo and behold, now I'm on a podcast, so that's kind of a big deal.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Streamer life, am I right? Hashtag. Okay. Anyway.
This is the first podcast you've been on, right? Or
yeah.
Oh my god.
You can put that on your resume.
My bucket list. Yeah, mark that right the hell off.
You got to get a job. Bam. Say you've been on this podcast. Let's go.
What is the GeneralArse podcast here? I see that you mentioned that 17 times in your resume. Just kind of dropping that in there like a little salt shaker.
Yeah.
Actually, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's 18 times, and I'm leaving because obviously you can't count. So.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I don't want to work for you, you mathless bitch. Anyway. Yeah. So one day, I think I and my brother rated you, and we thought you were just so fucking just like feet clappingly funny that we kept rating you. We kept coming back, and now we have streamed together for like multiple times. We've done like multiple streams together, and we've I think for me at least, you're like the first streamer that I've like consistently sort of started like streaming with. I've had other streamers that I've played with, like smaller streamers, but they just like they play different games than I. One of them really likes to play Valorant, and that game is not good in my opinion, so I'd rather not play that. And then another guy that plays a lot of like strategy games and stuff like that, and I'm not very good at those. I'm very stupid, and so I can't play them. So yeah.
I can confirm that.
Strategy games can be very fun if you're stupid. You just have to turtle long enough. You just gotta build a big army and then take over the whole map.
Oh yeah,
that's how I used to
play.
Command
my favorite strategy game is just Age of Empires 2. That's the only one I really play, and I played it a little bit with Wallseeker, and I actually like that one.
So good. It's so good. I'm pretty sure that game raised me actually.
Did not raise me, but I started playing it in I think high school. Wallseeker like played it with me sometimes when we were like out of classes. And it was pretty fun.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Such a good game.
Oh yeah.
I can confirm that.
I just converted you. You're a woman now.
Aw, shit.
Ah, shit.
fucking converted me. Jesus
Guess I'll go gather some goddamn berries or something. I don't
Fuck, dude. Fuck.
let me shoot a boar, please. Yeah, so
no.
you guys raided me, and like I consider you my friends now. Like you're my stream
Oh, yeah.
friends, and I've
Oh,
had
yeah.
other streamers raid me that I'm like, hey, this person's like really cool. I want to hang out with them, and a lot of them just stop streaming or they stream the same game like constantly. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's cool, and I totally get that, and they're probably really good at that game.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not me. Like I used to do that. I used to play like games like Smite or Dota constantly. It's all I played, and I'm just not like that anymore. I'm like I have such a huge backlog of games. I just want to play everything. And then someday when I'm like on my grave, I'm gonna be like, "Did the new Pokemon come out?" And my son's gonna be like, "Dad, you're 98. Why are you being buried with a Game Boy? Get out of here."
Exactly.
Dad, listen, you haven't finished your backlog. Come on.
You can't die yet. Hits me with adrenaline. It's like Weekend at Bernie's, but I'm playing Xbox.
These new controllers are confusing me. Grandpa, just grab him like this. Oh, you broke my thumb.
Arthritis.
Fuck. I agree. I feel like streamers who play the same game every time are not my thing. I am more of a variety or burrito type of guy. You know, you gotta play more games and like, you know, spice it up. And I tend to just like play randomly. Like Peaches, you do a thing where you try to finish a game. You pick a new game, bam, you finish it, and then you move on. And then maybe in between you play something else.
Because if I don't, I will never come back to it.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Yeah.
Well, but like for me, I try to do even more variety. Where I play. Oh, I'm playing. Okay, I'll play some Max Payne today, which I did in February or January. I played some Max Payne, and then the next day after that, I was like, okay, now I'll play some like Binding of Isaac or something. I don't know what I played exactly in January, but like I'll just like swap between days, basically what games I'm playing, and that causes a problem where like I don't beat the game. So like Peaches at least beats the games that he's playing, and then I'm just like I forget to complete the game. And so I should do that more often. I should like just go through and finish a game instead of like waiting, because I think I'm also ruining sort of for my viewers who want to watch me play that game. They're watching me play it, and then suddenly it's like a filler episode in a TV show. All of a sudden there's just like this bullshit happening that nobody cares about. And they're like, what the fuck? Where's the other thing?
Yeah. I was proud of you to beat. I mean, you're very close to being Sekiro, but you also beat Far Cry. I was really enjoying that, especially your final words on it. You were like, the game was really fun until it started being shit at the end, and I was like, isn't that like 98% of games?
Yeah, the game was pretty fun, and like it was very challenging, and that's my fault because I went through on the challenging difficulty.
Of course, yeah.
I remember Wallseeker joined at the start of that stream, and he was just like, what are you doing? No, don't pick that. Don't pick the challenging option. And then at the end of the game, it did the classic thing that a lot of games do, where it just like starts spamming enemies around, and it was just no fun. It was not fun at all. It just got really shit. But I managed to beat it on the hardest or the second to hardest difficulty. Now I gotta go to the hardest difficulty. No, I'm not doing that ever.
New Game Plus.
No,
going all over again.
But yeah, I've been playing Sekiro because right before Elden Ring came out, I think like 2 weeks ago now, I was talking to you, Peaches, about Sekiro, and you were saying like how much you loved that game, and I told you I'd never beat it, and you were like, oh dude, I'll help you beat it. And so I just decided to stream it. Why not? And
it was help, but you should have read as sabotage by accident, because I'm an idiot.
you have been helping out so much, and I love having you in the chat. Like when I'm playing that game, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and so I don't mind you. You're not really backseating, I would say. You're just you're more like giving me just like helpful tips on like how to beat characters and stuff like that, so I'm not stuck on them for like hours. And I'm so surprised that I was even able to beat that boss that I beat last time, which was the Demon of Hatred guy,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the secret
Yeah.
boss. It took me
The only
so
Bloodborne boss
fucking
in the
long.
game.
Yeah. It took me so long to beat him, and you saw how like angry I was getting, but I beat him, and then I moved on to the final boss, which is Genichiro and Ishin, and I am still stuck on them. I haven't beat him. I tried yesterday, but after playing like Elden Ring for 7 hours, my hands were already like sweaty and clamped, and I was just like, I was not having it. And I'm also I've been playing Elden Ring, which is a completely different control scheme, and now I'm playing this other Souls-like game, and I'm like, shit, man, fuck, I'm pressing everything wrong.
You're like, where the hell's my shield? Where's my bleed dot? What's going on?
Where's my
I
wondrous
watched your
physique?
VOD.
Yeah.
I watched your VOD, and when you started, you were like, my fingers are already sweaty. I was like, oh no, this is not going to end well.
Exactly. My fingers were so sweaty. I should have started the stream by trying to beat the boss, and then go on to Elden Ring like after that, which I'll try to do next time.
Yeah,
Next year.
I think you can do it. You got to the third phase. For anyone who's not super familiar with Sekiro, the final boss is kind of like a culmination of every skill that you can unlock and have mastered up to that point, and he can do all of those plus more, and it's just a constant dance, and each phase acts completely different. There's a point where he pulls out a fucking gun, and you're like, excuse me?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why does he have an Uzi? What's happening?
Where'd you get a gun? He shoots you like 5 times, and then he does...
Where'd the spear
like,
come from, daddy?
Yeah, and then after he shoots you, he does like... I think the sweep he does. Or, I don't actually know, because like sometimes I feel like he does the
mixes it up.
sweep. And so, yeah, he mixes it up. And you have to like watch the choreography of the character. Like, is he doing a sweep? Is he doing a Mikiri counter thing? And I'm just fucked, you know? And Wallseeker does not have any idea what the fuck I just said.
I did not understand a single word there. Literally.
Just watch the last like 20 minutes of his VOD. You'll know exactly what he's talking about, because you'll see him like switch from one thing to another. And the way the combat flows in the game is the AI can just kind of do whatever it wants, and it can switch it up when it needs to.
Yeah.
But it really reacts to your aggression, and the fight with Ishin, you kind of need to be extra aggressive. You want to hit him like 2 times, and then you can kind of bait out a counter, at which point they're way easier to parry than all the other nonsense he does. But if you're just kind of observing, like the game has kind of taught you to do throughout the game, you'll see him do crazy shit that you'll never see him do again. It's really weird.
It's insane,
It's excellent.
man.
It's so fun. It's so beautiful. It's so hard, and it's so like
I was like
culmination of the entire game. It's scary.
You watched the WOD, and I was like cursing out the game. This isn't fun. This sucks. And like, I don't believe that. I don't actually believe that. I'm just so angry. I got malding brain, so I'm just like fucking going insane.
The salt was real. It's okay though. I get it. Totally.
I'm just like, this isn't fun. This fucking sucks. But it's just because I'm so angry, and I'm not able to do it due to my sweats and my Elden Ring brain that I've swapped over to. Just like flip the switch, and now I have like this completely different control scheme, which we've all been playing. Wallseeker just got the game yesterday. I didn't know that, and we were playing a bit before the podcast. He's at the Stormwell Castle right now, and we're gonna go fight Godric next, I think. And
something. I don't know. I'm just in it for the journey. You know?
But we can all talk about our thoughts on the game. I want to start with you, Peaches. Well, what do you think about Elden Ring so far? Because I think you've played it longer than me so far.
Yeah, I think I'm at 15, 17, 20. I'm at like 25 hours, 26 hours, something like that.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, I've been kind of binging it. I'm going to be binging it later today, helping our friend Rhino, who I don't know if you brought him up on the podcast before.
No,
he's very bad at games, but I love him very much, and I'm going to carry him through this.
Oh, yeah.
And he's very nervous.
I have not brought him up, but Rhino is Peaches' friend who streams with him and streams with us sometimes. We played Phasmophobia together on stream. You should definitely, if we ever do a Phasmophobia stream again, dear viewer or dear listener, you should join in, because it is some of the funniest fucking content you'll see. Rhino is just, I don't know, he just is raw funny in a man. He just says the darndest things. Yeah,
Raw,
so
unfiltered.
funny. I wish I could be as funny as him just naturally. I have to kind of try, and he's just like, no one will be asking anything, and he'll just be like, "I'm dead," and we walk into the living room and Faz, and we're like, "What were you doing?" And he's like, "I found the ghost. I was teabagging her." It's like, why do you think you're dead then? Sorry, I completely like threw a wrench in your question.
No,
like
don't worry.
Ring so far,
yeah.
But I have lots of thoughts on it.
Rhino also, when we were playing Phasmophobia, like you were saying, he just like has like this really funny things that he just quips up, like. And we were playing Phasmophobia, and I was like, "Oh, look, it wrote in the book. It wrote in the book." And then I was like leaving, and he just goes, "Yo, I can't read that shit." And it was the funniest fucking thing ever. He was like, "I can't read that jibber jabber." And I don't know. He's just like raw, funny, fucking insane. But yeah, tell us about your Elden Ring experience so far.
So it's been good. I didn't really know what to expect because Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite open world games, and I figured that Miyazaki was probably like, "All right, look, I get what makes that game super good, and I bet I can make it hard as balls." And he did. He succeeded in that.
Oh yeah.
But there is something to be said in the lack of a guided path and sort of mental checkpoints, in that you don't really have like a quest log or even like a log of like tasks that you maybe talk to an NPC and can kind of go back to what they said last time.
Oh
and
yeah.
The world is so huge and so disorienting, as in like you can get lost for hours and be nowhere near the main objective, but still be
That's
succeeding
what I've been doing.
in a lot of things. Yeah, I've seen your stream. I came across a ghost in a boat, and he was rowing on land like some sort of weirdo. And I watched you fight him the day prior, so I go and I take a thwap at him. And what's he do? He takes his paddle, and he almost one-shots my ass. So I ran away screaming.
Oh my
and
god!
That's basically the game, and that's really fun and exciting. Whereas, like, the original Dark Souls was such a masterpiece in that it was still extremely flawed and fucked up in a lot of ways. But they had this like guiding, like you follow the staircase, you follow the hallway. When you go to the door, there's no other way to go. You know that that's where you're supposed to go, and you walk through. But in Elden Ring, you can just jump over the door and like go somewhere else, and that's very weird to me.
You can go to like end game places in Elden Ring where you're like absolutely not supposed to be, and you can tell because most enemies will just one-shot you or two-shot you. Like the entire red area of the Elden Ring map, which is called like Callus or something like that. And I've been there 3 times, and every time I just haven't been able to beat any of the enemies, except for maybe like the regulars, like the enemies that spawn just anywhere on the map. But for instance, there's like you've been to the minor Erd trees that are just like the mini Erd trees. There are like these tree bosses, and they're relatively simple. However, I went to one in that red area, and it just one-shot me. It just hit me once and killed both me and Torrent. And I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here, huh? And it was just like, it was so surprising because that they had been so simple. All you had to do is really just like hit and run, go back and forth, do some damage, not get hit, you know? But that boss
Torrent
just
kinda
fucked me.
Yeah. Torrent kind of breaks the game in a weird way, and it seems intentional, but like I fought the dragon on Torrent, like me and I've been streaming pure co-op, almost entirely co-op with your brother Genghis Khan plays and Boggy Jones, and it's been like super fun. I've never played co-op in Souls. I always solo it. Mostly because I don't like playing online and getting invaded. I'm not interested in that, and I don't have any friends, obviously.
Exactly. I hate being invaded in the Souls games, and I like that Elden Ring sort of got rid of it. You have to like use an item to get invaded in Elden Ring, I think. You can get invaded by NPCs, but players, that doesn't happen, I'm pretty sure.
You can if you're in co-op, only if you're in co-op. So it's kind of a give and take, and we actually got invaded just the other day. And it was an interesting experience. I would say it was stupid, but like I don't want to be like I know all invasions now. Obviously, there's times when that could be really interesting.
Yeah.
But he invaded us. There's a part in the game, and minor spoilers, but you kind of go through a big gate, and there's a bunch of motherfucking ballistas, and they're just everywhere. Well, we had cleared the ballistas from behind, and this guy invaded right there, but there was still like half the zone of enemies and a little like wolf boss that kind of fucks you up.
Oh yeah.
And he lured us over there, and unfortunately I was stupid enough to kind of be like extra aggressive against this person, and I followed them over there, and the wolf came out, and it ended up killing our hosts.
No.
So
No.
I don't think he won anything for that, because it was an NPC killing him, because I think it has to be his death blow, but still, it kind of sucked. It was a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
There was 3 of us and 1 of him, and he won.
Damn.
Using the AI. It was kind of dumb. But
Smartest player on earth.
I haven't been invaded yet. Okay, I didn't know that you could still be invaded. I guess when you're in co-op, that makes sense. I've only been invaded by an NPC once, and it was in like a ravine. This guy shows up, and when he shows up, another NPC spawns in to like help you fight that guy, and I feel like it's like a tutorial invasion, and that's never been in any Dark Souls game. It like helps you, show you like, bam, this is what it's like to get invaded, and bam, this is what it's like to have help, you fucking idiot. Just like some random NPC spawns in and helps you.
We've been invaded by AI once. It was over by, I believe, the PvP arena, by the Broken Bridge. You can head up there, and there's a tutorial item for the combat finger, the furled
the invaded finger
stick
or whatever.
It up your ass finger. Yeah, whatever. And he invaded us, and he's a NPC, so he got backstabbed to death. But
damn, I haven't seen that like PvP arena yet. I was told about it, but I haven't gone there yet. But and like it just goes to show how huge the map is. The map is insanely large, and I love it. I love it to bits. And one of my problems with Breath of the Wild was sort of the traversal of the map, how I didn't feel like you could go everywhere and you needed to like find stuff, but it seems in Elden Ring you can just go wherever you feel like. I mean, but like you just gotta watch out not to get slapped to death by enemies way stronger than you. That's about it. So there are no walls saying like, oh, you gotta like unlock the fucking fart move that blasts you up here. You can just like go wherever, whenever, as long as you're brave enough. And I think that's fucking amazing.
No fart moves required.
Yeah. What about?
But yeah.
What about
sorry.
you?
I was just gonna say, what about Woolseeker?
Yeah, Woolseeker. What about you? What do you think? Because he just got the game yesterday. He's played it the least of us, so he's just at Stormwell Castle now.
I'm liking it.
Oh, all right.
I'm liking it so far.
He beat his first Dark Souls game in like January. We just started playing like Dark Souls 1 with him, which was the only Dark Souls he had. And in December we persuaded him to like me and Thassin, who we've been like playing with. We persuaded him to buy the other 2, Dark Souls 2 and 3, so that we can play it. And then we would kind of play and beat them before Elden Ring. It would have probably taken us forever to beat Dark Souls 2 though, but
maybe.
Then the whole server debacle happened that I don't think we've talked about on the podcast, but basically someone found an exploit where if you're playing online in the Dark Souls games, people can like get into your computer and sort of like break stuff. And there was a streamer who had that happen to him, which is like the most famous example. He was live streaming the game co-op, and somebody just like closed out his game and started like talking in like text to speech, like saying like get hacked, fucker, or some shit like that, and it was just like being an ass. And so yeah, we couldn't play Dark Souls 2 or 3 before Elden Ring, but we at least beat Dark Souls 1, which is Woolseeker's first Dark Souls, and
that's the only one that's needed. Okay, that's like a minimum requirement.
But yeah, so he's just like he isn't as used to the world as I and Thassin and you are, Peaches, because you've also played more of the games. But I'm glad that you're still having fun with it, because a lot of new people seem to hate the game. I've seen people on Twitter say like, "This isn't fun. This is too hard," and they just refunded.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, like the enemy designs and the moves, they're like really interesting. So, you know, that keeps me going.
Yeah, especially in Elden Ring, it's so whimsical and fantastical. What were you gonna say?
Got like birds with like knives, with, like, you know, legs, whatever.
Yeah.
I made the Austin Powers joke of they've got freaking laser beams attached to their foreheads when I saw those.
They also have like barrels that they throw at you. It's just like what Miyazaki has such a interesting like thought process behind like everything in his games, and I love it. I love it to bits. Even Sekiro, like I said yesterday, like I said, I didn't mean what I said yesterday because I fucking love Sekiro's like enemy designs and the areas that you're going through, and I love it so much. I told you, Peaches, that honestly, right before I streamed on like Tuesday last week, I like went to play some Minecraft and started building like Japanese temples and shit because I was so inspired by Sekiro.
Why don't you build like a giant statue of Ishin just killing you, just death blowing you every time?
Yes.
Memories.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think I would like these games. I remember when Dark Souls 1 first came out and PewDiePie was like playing it, and I remember watching him dying and being like angry at the game, and I just thought to myself, man, that's a game I'll never play. And then Dark Souls 3 comes out in 2015, I think. And it is one of the best fucking games I've ever played. And it's my favorite Souls game simply because it's the first one I played.
Did you beat 2? I remember we talked about this a long time ago, because I was streaming 2 for a while until I finished it.
Oh my god, yeah. It's so long, and no, I have not beat it.
It is long. It is long. Yes.
It is long. It is long. It is hard. It is girthy. It is just.
It will break my back, and I love it.
It's got real substance to it.
It will make me bleed, and yeah. So, I have not beat that one yet. I have played some of it. It's definitely not my favorite Dark Souls, but I'm not saying it's like the worst Dark Souls. It's still a Dark Souls game at heart, and I think it's fine. You know, it's still got like Dark Souls feel.
Yeah, I feel like it gets a really bad rap, and I will fully admit the first 3 hours is kind of trash. And it's not trash as in like it's not a quality game. It just, you don't really get it. It does not click at all. I would say the game didn't truly click for me until about 10 hours, which is way too fucking long. Like that's really long. And it goes to those like people who go like, oh, you gotta play this game for at least 60 hours until you can really appreciate it. And I hate those types of games. I don't want to have to play a game for 10 hours to be able to appreciate it. I want to, if I'm not immediately immersed in a video game, then I don't want to play it. I don't want to play that shit. I remember when Final Fantasy 13, the one with lightning, came out, and people were like, "Is this a hallway simulator?" And there was a lot of people who were like, "Actually, once you're 50 hours in, the open world happens." And I was like, "How long is this game exactly? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?" That's insane. And sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You were still talking. Sorry.
I was just gonna kind of go back to Dark Souls 2 in that it gets a bad rap because Miyazaki didn't direct it.
Yeah.
And I think that what they were really trying to do was they saw everything that people did in the first game. They saw all of the shield turtling, the spear moves being way overpowered because you can block and stab at the same time.
Yeah.
They saw that they really fucked up a lot on the boss designs. They were way too easy. And they just changed everything. They were like, okay, now when you die, you become hollow, just like the first one. But guess what? Every time you die after, your maximum vitality reduces and reduces and reduces and reduces until it's at half. And that's like Demon Souls, because that's what happens to you when you die once on Demon Souls. You're at half health for the rest of the game until you beat a boss. And it's very punishing. And it really teaches you to kind of be like a lot more careful. And it's not a direct way of teaching you that. It makes you feel like the game's just punishing you to be an asshole. But it isn't. It's being like, hey, get good. But like, actually, there's a lot of other ways that you can do that. And in the second game, you just have to reverse hollow, become human again, then your health pool's back to normal, and then the game's kind of in easy mode where you can summon a lot of NPCs to help you, and the boss battles are really interesting, and the world design's very disjointed, but it's kind of like a dream. This is cool. Yeah. I don't know. I like the second game. If you decide that you want to pick it up again, I will 100% play it with you. We can do
hell yeah.
I can make a new character, and we can just blast through it. It'll be a blast. That game is so fun.
I started streaming it solo. I was doing what you were doing. I was just playing it by myself, but I would love to go through it with someone because there were some of the bosses I was having trouble with and stuff like that, and some of the areas where I didn't really know where I was going. And I think like I stopped once I got to like an area which is like this giant clockwork tower, and I just like stopped there, and I don't remember what the fuck I don't remember what I was doing, and now I feel like I have to go through the game again to sort of try and catch up on what the fuck was going on, because I don't even know how I got to that clockwork tower. So yeah.
Got there by playing, man.
Yeah. You're just playing the game, idiot.
You got there by holding forward on the D-pad. I don't even remember a clock tower, so that would actually be... some of the game might be a bit of a blur for me because I was streaming the whole time, and it's like your focus is half on chat, half on the game. Yeah, I think it could be a lot of fun. As long as we don't get hacked, I think we should be good.
Oh yeah, they haven't announced like the PC service being up yet, so we still gotta wait. Elden Ring can be played online and all that, but the freaking servers for Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 are all down on PC. You can play them on console because it's really hard to hack into your console, but yeah. And apparently this is an issue that was like found months ago, and like people tried to reach out to FromSoft and warn them like, hey, there is an exploit in the game like this, and apparently FromSoft didn't listen.
It's the kind of thing that doesn't even sound real. It sounds fake.
Yeah,
it sounds like somebody made it up. Like
exactly.
The streamer got hacked and his text box came up and it said, "You suck, haha, lol," and it's like, that sounds fake. Like, that's not real.
Exactly.
It is. They took down the fucking servers. It's like, what the hell happened? What were you doing? What is your netcode? But I was going to ask Wallseeker, back to Elden Ring, what was something that you have found more difficult than the first one, if I can
difficult
ask?
than Dark Souls 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, something a bit harder. Something harder to kind of wrap your brain around or physically, like, do.
Oof. Can't really.
For me, it's double-handing weapons. Why is it so weird?
I don't know.
Like, why? For you guys, if you're using controller, you have to hold, if you're using Xbox controller, it's Y, and then you tap R1 or L1. Was that in the third game?
No, the reason why they changed it is because of the jump button. You used to just hit Y, I think, to like swap like what weapons you're using. That's all you had to do is just tap a button. But in this game, they added a jump button, and so they had to move like the pickup button, which is making me drink so much of my shit on accident. I keep accidentally drinking my flask and like doing shit that I don't mean to. But I'm slowly getting used to it, I think. I think the hardest part, in my opinion, is that the game is so big, and like I said, there are so many like difficult enemies that I barely can fight. Like they one shot me and I barely do any damage to them, and I'm like, okay, so the logical thing is to level up, right? But it feels like more of a grind to level up in this game. It feels like more of like those RPG games like Final Fantasy, where you gotta just keep sitting down, go back, like kill a bunch of enemies, and try and like get to a point where you can level up again, because like the pool keeps going up, and I'm only like level 40 something in the game right now, and I already have to spend so many runes to level up, and I just feel like I have no health, no nothing. And so many of the weapons that you find at the start of the game that are like, oh, dude, this is a cool ass flail, and oh, dude, this is a sick sword. Oh, but I need like 20 strength for this, and I'm only at like 11, so I need to level up so many times, which is
I agree.
Yeah.
I killed the horse guy We tried doing it melee and co-op, and it I don't think that fight is built that way. The same
But
thing
dude,
for the dragon. I don't
yeah.
think it's meant to be played like that. When you kill him on the horse, he's the easiest boss in the game. But
Oh yeah.
when you're on your feet, he's just fucking jumping all over the place and slamming you into the ground. When I killed him, he dropped.
Well, Secret and I, we have something to tell you, but keep going.
Okay. He dropped a really cool halberd, and I was like,
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna be a strength faith build. I finally got the lightning throw ability that's in all of the Souls games. I've been looking forward to. And if you want, I can actually tell you where to get that.
I haven't gotten it yet, so
podcast,
yeah.
If you don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty sick. Because I know you're going faith too, right? I think.
I'm using faith things, but I'm not really. I don't know. I'm just leveling up a lot of my strength and shit like that. But I should level up my faith more because I do have like healing spells and faith spells in general. So my class, the Confessor, is sort of like a faith faith build. So I should be leveling that up more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But yeah, I got this halberd, and it required 30 strength. And
Yeah.
I, at the time, had like 15. I was like, oh, that's okay. I guess I'll just put that in my storage for the next 50 hours.
Exactly.
It seems super weird, and
Yeah.
I actually think it's a really good kind of way to kind of critique how they dispersed loot in the game, because I haven't found any like really cool armor yet. Like at all.
Oh yeah,
and I
exactly.
know Souls doesn't really do cool armor necessarily. There's like a couple sets here and there, but you really kind of have to go out of your way to find them.
Yeah.
They're usually like boss drops, but this game really doesn't seem to have a lot of that, and it kind of
Exactly.
sucks. Like I was looking forward to like running around like a fucking priest out of hell and just throwing lightning bolts and smashing shit with a big hammer, and I'm 25 hours in, and I'm not even close to that.
Oh yeah. I also feel like my equip load is really low in this game compared to other games. Like I've been wearing the same armor since I started the game pretty much. I haven't really changed it, because if I do, I'll start fat rolling, which is not fun at all. It's so awful. And I agree with you, actually. I haven't really noticed that you don't get that much armor in this game. However, in like other Souls games, especially Dark Souls 1 and 3, you'll just find like a random dead guy, loot him, and just bam, you get a full set of armor, just like everything. It's just like you strip that guy naked, and bam, now you have his clothes. You have this dead man.
And you just tickle his taint a little bit and give him a little slap on the face, and there you go. You got some cool armor.
There you go, yeah. But
guys
this
don't do that?
Elden Ring just doesn't have that, it seems like, or at least not that I've noticed. And it also doesn't have any bows and crossbow drops anywhere that I've found. So far, I've only found them in like I found one crossbow, which is a ballista crossbow, and it like shoots 3 arrows at a time, I think. But I can't use it. I need 50 strength for it or something, or 30 strength. I don't remember. And it's the only ranged weapon that I have, aside from like magic staffs. But like if we're talking about like bows and shit, I feel like usually you just kill an enemy with a bow or a crossbow and you get that. But I haven't gotten that at all. And either it's my luck or I'm doing something wrong. I don't fucking know. I'm not getting anything. I don't have any
Just
bows.
gotta grind more, man.
Yeah.
Put your nose to the grindstone.
Yeah, there's a vendor on the beach. He sold a short bow, and that's the only bow that I had for a while. I now have a great bow, which actually scales with faith. That's really good.
Oh, damn, what? Okay.
Nice.
I don't know where to get the arrows for it, though.
No.
Kind of weird. I can tell you how to get it, but I warn you, we went in this zone where I found this, and we spent 2 hours
Holy
going
shit.
through it.
Oh my
Do you know
god.
like the Dark Souls mechanic of like there's a hallway and there's like something going up and down the hallway really fast that you can't kill, that you have to like hide in like a corner? That
like
trope,
like a fucking
That's basically
boulder or
the
something?
exactly.
Nice.
That's the dungeon, but it's the entire zone, and it's
Oh,
a nightmare.
wow.
And there's like secrets everywhere. You have to really keep your eyes peeled to find it. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody, but it's ridiculous. And we spent 2 hours in there, and it was hard.
Yeah. I'm
Very
really
hard. That's
loving
why
the
I-
game so far. That's like my only gripes, is that, like I said, it's like hard to find stuff and also level up.
Yeah.
But it's it's still so much fun, and it's so grand, and that's what's great about it, because I love how I didn't even beat like the first boss of the game until I think like 12 or 13 hours in. That's when I killed like the first actual main boss. However, in like Dark Souls 1, you can do that. You can kill like the first main boss, maybe in like, I mean, if you're speedrunning in an hour. But if you're a new player, it should probably take you like 2 or 3 hours to beat the first main boss of the game.
Gargoyles, the first required boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That should take you like an hour actually if you're a good player. But if you're new to the game, it might take you 2 or 3 to get there. So yeah, I love how grand it is, and I've just been exploring so much. I went to like this place where there was a shit ton of dungeons, and I'm getting so much loot, most of which I can't even use because it's like different builds and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, great, I have this now, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, the game's very stingy on its builds.
Yeah.
Like, because it takes so long to get points, you're terrified to put it anywhere. I usually max out my vigor by now. I'd have 30 vigor, maybe 40, but I have 20, and it hurts. It hurts.
It really hurts
really quickly.
I'm also at around 20 vigor because I'm just like, okay, I like have more health, but my FP bar and stuff like that, it's really hurting as well because I'm just like I can barely use my magic, and I also have, because this game has this amazing feature of being able to summon these like helpful like spirits, and it's so cool. And yesterday I found like the summon from killing a boss that requires 100 FP, and I only have 77, so I can't even use it. So I need to like I need to level my mind up more to be able to even use
For that much FP? He better microwave you some Hot Pockets.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. So yeah, it's so hard to level up, and it's so grindy. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should have made it so that either enemies drop more runes after you kill them, more than the usual Dark Souls games, or make it so that when you level up, it doesn't like go up by so much. I don't know, because I feel like I'm so weak still, and I'm like trying to beat so many characters. But in some places, I don't feel like that's true, because like, I don't know, fuck, it's weird. It's really weird. I want to use so many items, but I can't. And it's like, whatever.
You just gotta play through the entire game.
Yeah.
And then it'll all clear out.
I gotta play the entire game, probably multiple times, to be able to use all of these different items, because there's so much. There is so much. But yeah.
I killed a friendly NPC by accident.
Yeah. You told me on stream.
Yeah, very good little monkey boy, and he was
Bach the demi-human.
He was on the floor. He was in a lot of pain, and he asked me nicely. He said, "Please get the hell out of here. I worry about you." And I equipped the torch because it's dark as shit in there.
Yeah.
And I clocked him right in the head. He said, "Mommy," and died. And I said, "Uh-oh." And Bonky turned around, saw what I did, and started laughing his ass off. And I immediately started panic Googling, like, what have I broken? What cool armor set am I never going to be able to get?
He just lets you change your armor, I guess, but you can do that yourself with like your own sewing kit. Yeah, but I think he does it for you for free.
Yeah, he becomes a personal seamstress, and I murdered him. He's dead now in my world, so that's okay. That's fine.
That's what he gets. Should have gotten out of the way.
You fucking asshole.
Should have got off the floor.
I haven't killed any of the NPCs yet, so... and I'm like scared to do so, because what if they overpower me? What if they don't drop anything worthwhile? And also some of them are just in areas where you can't really kill them. They're in like areas where you have like the status effect that doesn't let you attack, which I like. I like that, because in some of the Souls games, you're just like you're talking to someone, that maybe you click off game because you got a message or something, and you click back and you accidentally kill someone, or at least aggro them, and so you're just like, shit, now I'm fucked. This game seems to try to avoid that with like the major NPCs that you don't really want to lose.
Yeah.
Can't
they don't
kill.
let you kill everybody in that game.
Yeah. can't kill the blacksmith at all, which is very good because like why would you want to do that?
Well, why not?
Why not?
Might
Come
drop
on.
something.
Should we talk about the chests?
The chest in the game?
Yeah, the chests. The chests.
What?
That teleports you.
Oh, the chest. Yeah.
The chest.
We can talk about that.
Yeah. That was something. I got lucky enough that I had my sword imbued with holy, so the enemies in there I could one-shot if I could backstab, except the very, very agile ones that do the thing where they shoot like 50 beams at you.
Yeah,
They melted me.
The ugly ass like centipede people that my brother probably freaked out seeing.
He did not like it at all. He was very upset.
I love that. I'm so glad that there's more like centipede enemies just to like torture my brother.
He was trapped in that room on his instance for quite a while. We were trying to coach him over to where the grace is in there.
Yeah,
and
as soon as you find the grace, you can get out. So
yeah, he was like panicking immediately. He'd walk out of the shack and immediately just be like, I don't know what to do, I have to fight back, and he would just like run all over, and we're like, no, just stick to the right and follow the path. He died a lot.
Oh Lord. I also died there a couple of times because I didn't know about the grace. I got kidnapped, and then I was like, what, I can't teleport, it won't let me? And then I was like, yes I can, check this out. And so you start off the game with this item called like the Grace Shard or something like that should let you teleport away. I didn't read what it said when I used it, which was like, are you sure you want to use this and lose all of your runes? And I just like used it immediately. And then I just like deleted my runes, didn't take me anywhere, just teleported me back to where I got kidnapped anyways. And so I was just like, fuck dude, I had 6,000 runes, and at the point in the game I could have leveled up like twice, I think, or at least once. And so I was just like, God damn it. Yeah.
That's hilarious. I did not know that did that. Well, I knew that it took your runes, but I did not know that it would just teleport you right back there. That's so mean.
Like, if you use it in the place where you get kidnapped, it just takes you back where you got kidnapped if you haven't found the grace. So you're just like, fuck.
It punishes you for trying. It's so funny.
Exactly. And I was so angry. I was like, no, dude, come on. And then I just like said, fuck it, okay, I guess I'll run past everyone and look for something. And then I found the grace, and thank God you can teleport as soon as you do that, as soon as you find it.
Insane.
But yeah, that's I guess that's what we all think about Elden Ring. I'm loving it so far. I'm probably not even halfway through, but yeah, I don't care. I'm finding a lot of shit.
Yeah, very good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna install it in like 3 seconds. Yeah, thank God.
No! I'm gonna get rid of it. Gonna remove it from my Steam account. I don't want to fucking play this anymore.
You guys spoiled everything. Bye.
Yeah. Centipede people, I'm out of here.
There are chests in the game? What?
Yeah.
That explains.
But so some of the questions I wanted to ask you, Peaches, were about streaming. You pretty much already said it earlier. I didn't even have to ask you, but I still want to ask you, why do you stream? Is there but you already, like I said, you pretty much said it, and it's the same for me. It's just like, you know, you're already playing games. Why not stream it and try and entertain people? You know, it's fun. And since you're playing games and you're having fun, why not just like let others join in on that? But like, is there anything else that you love about streaming or hate about streaming? Like, please do tell, because I haven't had a different like streamer on the podcast before.
Yeah, so things I like interacting with everybody. Rhino was my first like major like constant viewer. He's in there constantly, like endlessly. Yeah. And he's definitely like the loyal viewer that I think every streamer kind of needs to have in order to sort of like be motivated to continue.
Yeah.
And interacting with him has been super fun, and he's kind of become a friend of mine as well. He's actually a friend, like childhood friend of my brother-in-law. They used to play PlayStation Online together when Rhino was like 12.
Nice.
And my brother-in-law now is 29, and he's like, Rhino's well into his 20s at this point. But it's pretty funny how they kind of knew each other. And my brother-in-law streamed, and he was kind of showing me like how he streams and stuff, and I was like, oh, this actually looks really fun. And I play games all the freaking time. The first time I ever played Demon's Souls, the original, was in 2019. It was at the very start of 2019.
Oh, wow.
I had never played a Souls game prior to that. I always wanted to, but I'd never done it. And I was like, oh, this is really fun, but I kind of wish I had someone to kind of like interact with and like show all this crazy shit that's happening.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, my brother-in-law streams. Last year he started streaming again because he kind of takes breaks in between. And I was like, oh, let me try this too. So I started, I think it was July. I've just been streaming like constantly, almost every single day. I've missed like a week or so when I was on vacation, but I try and stream every single day for at least 3 hours. And it's not so much that like I feel like I owe it to anything or whatever. It's really just to kind of keep myself. It's kind of a relaxing session for me for the 3 hours, and I can just kind of turn my brain off, chat with people, and play.
Exactly,
that's something I want to do anyway, and that's super cathartic for me. It also helps me a lot with my backlog. I have a huge backlog of games. I have so much shit I've never played. I played my first. Well, I shouldn't say my first Legend of Zelda, but I played the first widely loved Legend of Zelda, the N64 Ocarina of Time, for the first time on stream, all the way through. That was super fun. I'm going to have a billion other Zeldas I have to play. And there's just like, it's just constant. I have constant content because I have so many games I have to play. Something I hate, though, which is kind of on the exact same spectrum, is that depending on the game you play, especially new games, it kills your viewership entirely.
Oh, yeah.
Multiplayer games will get you a higher viewership, but like any single player game that's brand new, like Horizon or this game, especially Elden Ring, because everybody's playing it, everybody's streaming it, you have like no viewership, so your average goes to the shits completely.
Exactly.
Kinda
yeah.
sucks.
I've been playing like before Elden Ring came out, and I was playing Sekiro. My average viewers it's not great. It's not great for me. I usually have maybe like 3 viewers per stream, and I'm trying to grow, but it's hard. It's really hard. It's really difficult. I probably need to go out and like advertise myself more, and I'm trying to do it with like TikTok and like stuff like that. But when I was playing Sekiro, it was like the first time in a while I was getting like 10 viewers sometimes randomly, and like people were rating me and stuff like that, and I thought that was insane. And like Peaches, you were joining me and helping me out, and then a lot of people were chatting and laughing along the way at like my failures, and also just like pogging at my fucking triumphs when I finally beat that boss, And then Elden Ring comes out, and I have like 1 viewer now, 1 or 2.
Yep.
It's just like nothing. There's nobody there. Yeah.
Yep. I think the major like mentality to be in, and like none of us are ever gonna like explode to be like XQC or something. Like we'll never be that. We know that.
I don't think so.
Even hitting like 1,000 followers, for me, I still haven't even hit 100. So like hitting 1,000 followers is kind of like my ultimate goal, and I don't know how many years it's gonna take. Probably 5, 6, but that's kind of what I'm shooting for. That's what I'm hoping for. But I figure, and I think you have the exact same mentality, in that if you just do it, you're really just doing it for yourself, and that's what you should be doing it for.
Yeah.
And if viewers come, and they will come, but if they come, they're gonna be kawaii.
I'll do the streaming right now.
You couldn't go 15 minutes without making a pussy joke, could you?
The viewers will come.
They will come all over you.
In a world where the viewers are going to come.
Twitch,
but yeah, sorry,
Bukkake
I
edition.
completely ruined your segment. Sorry, keep going.
This is why I don't talk to you. No, but as long as you keep doing it for you, that's really the important thing.
Exactly.
And Elden Ring, the hotness will change. It will go to like a new Fortnite kind of thing, and it will do this and that. If you're constantly there, people will come back.
I feel like the hotness goes down once those like big streamers finally beat the game and move on, and then the people that are like, oh, but I still want to see more of this, they'll start moving on to smaller streamers. So like right now, all of the big streamers are still playing it. I've seen XQC is playing it, Asmongold, like all of these big names, Soda Poppin',
it too.
just like so many people are playing this great game, of course, and people want to watch these big streamers because I feel like it's fun to chat when there's like a hive mind in the chat. It's so funny when like everyone starts spamming the same emote all of a sudden and stuff like that. Like I love watching small streamers, but I also love watching big streamers when like, especially with good communities. My favorite communities are probably PokeLols and Germa985. They have some of the most like fun viewers to like interact with. They're all like spamming like random shit. They and also just like, you know, making like fun off and with the streamer, which is just great.
Yeah. It's it can be really cool. The only thing I've never entirely understood, and I don't watch a lot of like big streamers, but as a matter of fact, I wasn't even really like a Twitch viewer until last year.
Oh hell yeah.
The thing I don't entirely understand is like with smaller streamers you can interact with them. With those bigger streamers it's like almost impossible.
It's very hard, yeah.
Interact with them, and even having a conversation with other chatters is super difficult because the chat's going wild constantly. Yeah, you got pog champs everywhere, you got tomato time, you got this and that, and it's just like constant.
It definitely depends on the streamer, of course, like who it is, because sometimes their chats are just too fast and you can't interact with people, but sometimes their chat's like in slow mode, and so you can at least see something, and they also like to read the odd messages. Like Germa, he had a very funny interaction while playing Elden Ring where somebody sent him a link to a video saying like, hey, check it out. You're on TV in this random bar in Dublin or something like that. And Germa was like, what? And he watches the video and like he's just like streaming in like some bar with a bunch of people watching. And what he does is he starts to try to like communicate with the people, with the patrons of the bar. He's like, hey everybody, look at me, we're gonna toast, okay, we're gonna toast, everyone look at me. And then the guy sends him a video again of that happening, and nobody's interacting, nobody's like watching the TV at all, and it's so fucking funny. I love that stuff. And like I said, like when chat is like that, and that's the most fucking fun, when like chat is doing also he was playing and he died to like a very simple thing, and he was like sort of pissed about it. He looks over at chat, immediately starts laughing and goes, somebody just said, have you tried turning the monitor on? It's just like it's brilliant. I love that guy. So he's like the only big streamer I really watch. But I agree with you, Peaches. I love watching small streamers because their chats are also just like, they're not filled to the brim with spam and like a million messages that just whiz by. So you can actually like sort of talk to the streamer and to others and just have a nice time that way. It's really chill.
Yeah, and meeting other streamers is really cool. Like, meeting you and your brother has been like awesome. Like, you guys are so fucking cool. You're really funny too, and you especially. You're very entrepreneurial. I really admire you. Like, you've got this slam in Discord with all this shit going on. You have a YouTube channel. Your TikTok is hilarious.
Thank you.
Your Twitch is genuinely funny, and plus you edit all of your clips together at the end of the year, which is insane. Like, how the hell do you have time to do that?
Not at the end of the year, but at the end of each month. At the end of each month, every Friday, like the first Friday of each month, which like there's a new one coming out tomorrow when this podcast comes out. So I do that because like I feel like it might help grow. So far, I'm not
might.
sure if it has. But like if like a clip video ever goes viral, because I feel like those usually go viral, like random clips from streamers. That's how I see when I first found like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, it was through like a highlights video. I got recommended like, oh, Markiplier getting scared in horror games, like highlights. And so I feel like that's what really gets people like intrigued, like, okay, let's see this guy getting like scared in video games.
Let me see them highlights. Yes. Wonderful.
Beautiful. So yeah, thank you so much for those kind words. I really appreciate that, because like I feel like I'm not growing at all. It's I like it's so slow. It's such a turtle pace. But you know, I'm still doing it to sort of have something to do for myself. So I'm doing it both for me and also because I want to entertain people. You know, there are times where I myself am sitting down and I'm like, there's nothing to watch, there's nothing to do, and I just want to do something. And so if I can be that person where, like, you know, you sit down and you open Twitch and you go, oh yes, he's streaming, then I feel good about that. You know,
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's been pretty much my entire week with Sekiro. I'm so excited, like a little kid. I'm like, yay,
Yeah.
my friend's gonna play this game that I love, and he's gonna get very angry, and it's gonna be so fun to watch. And he's gonna jump into the water and get scared of a little fish, and it's gonna be so fun.
That did happen. I got scared of like a regular fish that did nothing, and I just like shit myself. I went, ah!
We've had a lot of laughs, and you are genuinely very funny. Like every time you crack a joke at something, and your laugh is a little like contagious, and it's just like I can't help but giggle. It's just funny. You're just funny. I can't.
Woohoo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are also really funny. I remember I don't remember the exact game you were playing when me and my brother rated you, but I remember
It was
like
Demon's
you
Souls,
interacting with us.
remake.
It probably was, yeah. I remember me and my brother, we rated you, and I immediately just like fell in love with everything about your Twitch. I feel like your channel is way more clean than mine, with like the overlay and stuff like that. Your overlay is beautiful, and you're also really just like really funny. And so when I joined your stream, I was like, holy shit, I love this guy, and I'm so glad that we're able to stream together and do podcasts together. You know, this is insane. This is the first time this has happened to me in about 3 years of streaming. I started streaming in like 2018, 2019, around that time.
Nice.
Oh. One day, hopefully I'll have like a small community. Yeah, keep going.
I'm weird too. I kind of have this thing where like if somebody raids me, I'm just like, oh, they probably just didn't see anyone else live, so they just clicked me, and like it's fine. I'm very like self-depreciating like that. And, like, the fact that you guys raided me every day for like a week, I was like, oh, you know what I should do? I should maybe follow these guys. I'm such a dumbass that like I didn't even consider that. And then like when I followed you guys, I saw that you're live all the time and during my work hours, which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So I like jump into your chat and like just fuck around with you guys.
Woohoo!
And like if you're playing a game that I don't really want to spoil too much, like I know you played what was that, Outer World?
Outer Wilds, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch too much of that because I didn't want to spoil too much, because that game very much looks like an experience. But like, I would love just like going and just like seeing where you're at, and you're just like you're you're just riffing on whatever the fucking alien shit's trying to say, and you're just like, that's stupid, this is dumb, and like you think that the jokes aren't funny, but I'm just like cracking up drinking my coffee. I'm just like, he's so funny.
Yes.
And then your brother's the same way. He'll be like he's been playing Returnal a lot, and that's been super funny because your brother mauls a bit differently than you. He gets angry at himself, but quietly, whereas you're just like, fuck this game, fuck my life. Your brother's like,
I'm just like unhinged. I start swearing at everything and everyone.
You're ready to burn the world to the ground, and your brother's just like, and he just seethes. He just seethes internally. And you can see him just tensing up, and then he starts like jiggling his legs super fast. His camera's going fucking crazy. It's hilarious.
You watched the VOD yesterday, so you probably heard me say I'm gonna kill a small child when I was playing Sekiro.
I did. I was very tempted.
I was so
very
angry
tempted to clip it.
Immediately after I said it though, I was like, shit, I gotta make this into like a joke because like I'm gonna get banned for saying this. So I was just like, I'm gonna kill a small child. Then like 10 seconds later I go, and his name is gonna be Timothy, and I'm gonna be so nice to him. He's like freaking out.
Sorry, cover it up.
We should do that. We should make a best of you malding at shit and just like do just clips, just constant clips of you just absolutely pissed at everything. Some crazy shit comes out of your mouth. You've been playing Sekiro for like almost 40 hours and you clearly love it and you go, fuck this game. I hate this game. This game sucks.
Fucking piece of garbage. I'm not having any fun of this.
Was this a mistake? What did they do?
Worst game I've ever played, period.
Worst game, 0 out of 10. Fix your shit, IGN.
God damn it, dude.
Damn.
I will say though, the Demon of Hatred, I genuinely kind of was like, I feel the boss is optional, and when it comes to optional bosses, I'm like, you can do whatever you want design wise. You can make it as esoteric and specific as possible if it's optional. And they did that. They did that big time with that boss, and I felt really bad for you because I had using a wrong item for like an hour, and I was like, I suppose it worked for me, but I had already had it fully upgraded, and I didn't even like realize. I've only fought him once. I beat the game 4 times. I've only fought him one time, once, because I was like, I'm not doing that again. Fuck that.
I just remember you were helping me so much, and then you sent me like a video of like some guy doing it, and I was like, okay, let's see what this guy does. And I see that he's using like a different shield than me, and I'm like, wait a minute, let's see him use this. And he completely blocks like the fire damage that the guy was doing. And I was like, shit, man, I've been using the wrong shield this whole time. Fuck. It was awful, but like, yeah, it wasn't like your fault at all. I didn't blame you at all for that. I was just like, shit, man, maybe I should have just upgraded this whole time. Which I did. I was able to do that, thankfully. But yeah.
God.
Thank God for that.
Beautiful, mate.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
But yeah, I don't know. We've talked about Elden Ring. We've talked about Sekiro. We've talked about streaming. This is the longest podcast we've done in quite a while. We usually just do like a 40-minute podcast, but when you have guests on, you kind of want to maybe bleed it out a little longer, so that you can like ask all kinds of questions and stuff. Yeah. Peach, what's your, did you have any questions for Peaches?
Favorite color?
That's a hard one. I used to like red a lot, but I've really grown accustomed to pink. It's this very soft pink.
Nice.
Pink
my
is
water
beautiful.
bottle is pink, and I have a bunch of Pokemon stickers on it that are reflective. It's kind of sick.
Nice.
It's kind of sick color, so I'll go with pink.
Very nice.
Pink. My favorite color? Blue. Simple as that.
You're a basic bitch. You're like the one who goes,
my
favorite ice cream is chocolate. Like, shut the fuck up. God
okay,
damn
fine.
it, dude.
You're the kind of person who thinks vanilla's a flavor.
Vanilla.
I say it to my wife all the time. She loves vanilla, and I'm like, you're the kind of person who thinks vanilla's a flavor. It's specifically designed. It's specifically used to express something that's normal and bland. It's vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla.
Vanilla Skyrim, for example. No mods, no fun, no cute, no funny, no sexy.
No big booba. Like, what the hell? My dragon doesn't have fat tits. I don't want to play it. Fuck, dude.
If I can't birth a child from this dragon fight, I don't want which to play it.
If I can't stick my dick in this dragon, it's no good.
Wallseeker, can I ask you a question? We're going to interview you now.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 1. Do you have a favorite boss from that game?
You know, I like the Civ, you know, the wolf. with the
That-
sword.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Such a good fight. So sad. So cool.
It's so sad, but so cool at the same time. Probably the most memorable boss too. I think personally, my favorite boss from all of Dark Souls 1. I'm sorry you didn't ask, but I'm still gonna say it. Is
I don't care about you, Lars. Jesus.
I really like the gaping dragon inside the dungeon area before Blighttown. I think that's such a cool boss, especially like the intro cutscene. You see like this cute little crocodile. Oh no! Like he stands up, but it's just like a gigantic fucking dragon. And I love him. I love him so much. He's a cutie patootie with a booty.
I came across him by accident. I found his fight very difficult if you don't have a lot of pine resin because he's weak against that.
Yeah.
But I brought Solaire and Lothric with me, which of course increases his health bar significantly.
Oh yeah.
And it was a challenge, but I was like, I gotta cut the tail off because there's gonna be something cool. And then he just fucking ground pounds me and eats me, and I was like, okay, video game, that's cool. And I didn't even realize he was an optional boss. I had no fucking clue. And the Sif fight, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the DLC in the first one, but there's a whole thing you can do with the Sif fight. There's an extra cutscene you can do.
Yeah.
If you do the DLC before the Sif fight, and it's that's hard to do, but it's kind of cool because there's this whole area where Sif is guarding something, and when you get that, you get a summon for him later, and then he recognizes you. It's fucking cool. I was like, oh, that's so sick that they put that in.
It's really cool actually. I remember we were doing that before we fight what's his name, Madness, I think, at the end of the DLC. Yeah, you can summon Sif to help you, and if you've saved him, and then you go fight Sif, and then the dog's like, oh, what up? I know you. All right, time to die.
Exactly. He kind of looks at you sorry, but I'm gonna have to kill you now. It's God damn it.
But I mean, at the same time, you're also fuck, man, I have to kill him now. Damn it, because it's such a sad fight. Yeah. All right, Wallseeker.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's me. Full name.
So, was there anything else you wanted to ask Peaches? Or Peaches, do you want to ask Wallseeker or me something?
Credit card number?
Yeah, what's your credit?
555555281. The security code is wee.
Okay.
Thank you.
4 E's.
He's right. He wrote that down.
Wait
in
a
his
minute. My bank
typewriter.
account's 0. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Joke's on you. I'm poor.
Oh no. I feel sorry for your bank then.
What mic do you use, Mr. Arse?
I'm using the very basic, very cheap Blue Yeti. What's it called? Not the Snowball, but just the basic Blue Yeti. That's what it's called, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about. I actually bought 2 of those a long time ago. My wife and I had a YouTube channel for a little bit.
Yeah.
It did terribly.
My god.
I always find when people stream with those mics, they're so echoey, but you're not. You're not. You have that really. Your mic sounds better than it is.
You can thank my brother for that, because he is just a master at sound settings and everything for streaming. When I was starting out streaming, I had the worst settings. I've sent you a clip of me playing of me playing Red Dead Redemption, and my microphone was just awful. There was so much background noise, and I was also lagging every now and then. I don't know if you've seen that, but I didn't have very good streaming settings, and then I started watching some tutorials, and I also got my brother to help me, and he basically just set it up for me. And after he started streaming, he got so much into like all the settings and stuff like that, that he just like completely changed my like stream settings to match his kind of, because his are very good. And now both of us are just very good thanks to him. He just made it sound way better, and look way better. And I do want to get a better like XLR microphone at some point. I just need the money for both the microphone and the like XLR output box, whatever it's called.
The interface, yeah.
Yeah, that whole interface thing. So yeah.
Yes.
What microphone do you use actually? Because I think you sound crisp AF, dude. You're just like, you've got way better microphone quality than I do.
My wife and I both use the SM7B.
Ooh.
It's the podcast mic that like I think Joe Rogan uses it. Like people like know it from that. His name that should not be said.
Hold on, we're gonna censor that.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I also have something with this mic. It's so quiet and so silent that you need something for like phantom power. You need to kind of boost it a bit. So I have a cloud lifter, and I have a Scarlett interface. So all in all, the mic's for like $400. The cloud lifter's I think $200, and the interface is like $150. It's very expensive, but I bought them way before I started streaming, like 2 years prior to streaming, because I was gonna use it for our my wife and I's YouTube channel, and it was like, I was like, okay, we'll invest in this, and we just kind of stopped with the channel because we were doing like Let's Plays, and they were kind of shitty. Like they were good quality, but they just weren't. I don't know. It was a Let's Play. Like, who the fuck cares?
Okay.
And, like, nobody gives a shit. And I was like, well, I might as well use some of these, and I started using them while I stream. So I'm happy I sound good. I do hear some buzzing, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly what it is. And there is a USB thing I can buy that will basically dehumify all of the electricity, because there's a lot of fucking wires next to the interface. And it's like $50 though, and I'm like, I'll wait. We'll see. Maybe I'll buy it this week.
Yeah,
because the humming it's really bad, and I hate it. I've
never
lot of settings on my.
I've never noticed that at all. It doesn't bother me.
You'll notice it when I send you this audio. You'll hear it loud and clear. You're like, my god, it's really bad. Yeah. Like you can hear me fine using a little passover in what the fuck is the Adobe thing? It's
Premiere?
the audio one. I can't.
Wait, I don't know what the audio one is called.
I can't remember what the fuck it's called. I have it installed.
It's called Premiere shit ass.
I'm updating my 2022 Premiere, totally not pirated at all. So I don't have it installed currently, but I would have used that. But yeah, you can just denoisify it there. It has like a profile thing. It's fucking sick. I know you have like some of that stuff. If you have that program, it's excellent. Audition.
Okay. Audition. Yeah. All right. Sick. Sounds good. But yeah. I don't remember having many more like questions or anything. I did want to talk about on the podcast. I don't know if I'll do it now, about like a movie I watched yesterday. That was kind of shit.
I watched some shit too recently. We can throw some movies around.
We have a short movie talk. Have you guys seen the movie Sleepers?
No.
It's a movie about like these 4 boys from Hell's Kitchen, Brooklyn, baby, and
that's when my grandfather was born.
Really?
Doxing. I'm doxing. Yes.
Oh shit! Oh fuck. But they at the start of the movie, we're just like introduced to these 4 boys who are very good friends, and they decide to pull like a prank on like a hot dog vendor, where one of these boys goes up to him and goes, "Hey man, can I have a hot dog?" And he's like, "Okay," and he starts giving him the hot dog, even though he doesn't pay up front, which is weird. I thought like usually you would do that. And then he hands the kid the hot dog, and he runs off, and the vendor follows him. And then the other boys come up and steal the hot dog cart. They just like take the whole fucking thing. And then the boys meet up again, and they go over to like this subway like staircase down to like the down to the underground like subway. And the vendor comes up, he runs up to them, and they decide the smartest thing to do is to like hang the hot dog cart down the stairs, and then they were just gonna let go so that the vendor would grab it, and then they were gonna run away and like escape basically. But they immediately drop it when they put it down because it's too heavy, and some random guy walks up and just like gets squished by the cart and dies, and so they all go to juvenile prison for like killing a man. And
God damn.
and just like within
Is
the
that why there's a fucking hot dog cart on the fucking poster? I was like, what the fuck does that do?
Is there a hot dog cart on the poster, really? Oh my god, there is, bro, really. And the movie, like, at the start was so good. I liked that scene. I liked the fucking fact that they accidentally killed a man, and I was, like, intrigued, like, oh shit, what happens now? And they go to juvie, where the, like, guards are just disgusting human beings who are just, like, abusing the kids who are in there, just, like, assaulting them sexually and non-sexually, verbally. They're just, like, pieces of shit. And then all of a sudden, like, on like the 45th minute or something of the movie, this is a 2 hour and 20-minute long movie. The movie goes to like the future after they've already been out for like 10 years. They've already been out of prison. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And the whole movie is about how two of the boys who escaped find the main guard, like the head guard that was like raping them and abusing them, and they kill him. And I was like, hell yeah, fuck that guy. And then the rest of the movie is just a court case, and it was so fucking boring. Like, what the fuck? The rest of the movie is just the other two friends like trying to help the guys who killed the guy. They're just like, they're trying to like help them get out of prison time basically. And it was so boring. Why did it change like that? It's like going from like this thriller to just like a soap opera drama, and it was like, fuck me, man, this is the worst like swap in like genres I've ever seen in a movie. It was ass. I don't recommend it. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it. I don't recommend
Should we
it.
give it a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 then? I see.
Yeah, because like I said, I thought the beginning was pretty interesting, but then it just like completely devolves, and I didn't like it.
As you were describing that, it reminded me a lot of like it just sounded like a very unsatisfying movie, and it reminded me a lot of a movie that Amanda and I watched kind of recently. It was on Netflix, and I can't remember the freaking name of it, and I've been googling it. It's a drama.
What's it about?
And it's about these kids. It starts like when they're young, and one kid gets in the back of a car because they pretend these like two guys pretend they're police, and then they take him away, and then it's like, oh, actually they were like psycho like rapists, like
oh my lord,
need to bleep that the hell out. But
yeah,
he gets released and he comes back into the city with his friends, and they had basically just like abandoned him, he feels, as a kid. And then something happens in that town completely unrelated to anything that happened in this kid's trauma, and it's like just a super slow, like, it's kind of a mystery, but it's like, did the kid with the trauma do it? Did he not do it? And the ending is so unsatisfying. Amanda might remember the name. Let me ask her 1 second.
No problem.
She's right. It was Mystic River. Oh
Mystic
my god,
River.
that movie is so unsatisfying.
Mystic River. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's not a bad film. Like, it's very competently shot. The dialogue's fairly good, but it's just very unsatisfying all around.
It also has Kevin Bacon in it. Was he the bad guy?
No.
Because
He was
in
not. He was
okay, well, in the movie I watch in Sleepers, he was like the disgusting guy who was just like diddling kids, and I was just like, fuck that guy, like not literally, just like just kill him, please. And I was so glad that he died. However, I thought the whole movie would be about them getting revenge, like at the end, but no, they kill him like within the first hour, and then the whole movie is just like a court case, and it's super boring, and it's like, who cares? Why didn't it just end at the murder? Bam, movie over.
Evidence gathering, everything.
Yeah.
It's very sad to see movies that are just kind of like they peter out instead of just kind of like, I don't know, resolving something. It's not so much that like I'm looking for a happy ending, not by any means, but just something. And Mystic River is a perfect example of that. You maybe should watch that just as like a thesis for your school. Just be like, this is not a movie I want to make. It's not bad. It's well acted. It's just kind of dumb, especially the ending. Oh my god.
Yeah. All right.
It's a chore. But yeah. So Sleepers. So you heartily recommend it, I'm hearing.
Yeah, I like, you can. But like, I recommend like the beginning. Like I said, I thought the movie started off so strong, and it was actually very interesting, and then it just devolves into just boring court case, a melodrama that's just like, how do we get our friends out of this? How do we like make sure that nobody that they don't go to jail, basically? And I didn't think it was interesting at all. It was just watching these two guys try and like get witnesses to like say like, oh, he was with us actually, haha, they weren't at that bar where they murdered the guy at all, ha ha ha. And then they were also trying to like silence the witnesses that did see it, like, hey guys, can you just like don't say anything or we'll break your kneecaps. And it was just like fucking, it was just boring. I didn't think it was interesting at all. I in fact, I think I fell asleep like for 5 minutes and woke up and I was like, god damn it, fuck, dude. I was so angry. It's still going, god damn it. So yeah, like I said, you can watch it, but just know that the ending is not very good. The last like hour and 20 minutes. Okay. And there is, if you guys have seen the film Parasite, it is such a good movie with the best like genre swap ever. It like starts off as like this sort of drama comedy, basically. I thought it was really funny, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's a fucking thriller, idiot. Get scared. And I was just like, holy shit, what is happening? And it was so good. It's the best like switcheroo I've ever seen in any movie ever, and I love it, and I love that film.
Yeah, Parasite's excellent. I watched it here with my brother-in-law, actually. He's kind of been into Korean films. He saw Oldboy like a year ago, and he's just like, I want to watch every Korean film ever. I've never seen Oldboy. We've tried finding it. It's like you can't buy it, you can't rent it, you can't do anything. So you know what I'm going to have to do. Put an eye patch on and get it that way. But like, I just haven't been able to see it. But we watched Parasite, and I knew it would be a good film because it had already received so many awards and like
it won Best Picture at the Oscars, which was so surprising because like usually some stupid ass Hollywood film wins that, and then they would have just gotten like the foreign best film, but then it got both, and it's just like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, and Korean filmmakers and filmmaking is really like, you know, it's booming now. And we see like a new age of like kind of going about all of the Western style of movie making from a completely different perspective, and hopefully reinventing in a lot of ways. Like Squid Game, for example. I don't know if you've seen that. We
both have,
is arguably a very good show. Like it is genuinely very good, and it has a lot of like weird tropes in it that you don't really see in Western films, and that's really interesting because Western films have really, generally speaking, they're boring as shit. They're all so tropey. Just everything's like, you always have like the hero character, and then you have the twists, and then you have the love interest, and
then you have like 50 Marvel movies in 1 year where they all end the same. It's just
they're
like
all identical movies with different suits on. It's so annoying. the Star Wars movies.
I still love watching them because I just like going to the movies. But I just like I see a Marvel movie once, and I'm just like, all right, I'm good. I'm not gonna watch that ever again.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I don't have
then
to.
You know somebody who loves the film so much they see it 6 times. I'm like,
Yeah.
do I know you? Who are you?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah,
I saw. I saw.
This is your thing.
What's it called? Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. I saw twice, and the first time I thought it was like okay. The second time I was like, this is agonizing. I don't want to be here right now. I want to be somewhere else. I saw it again because my sister didn't see it with me when I went with my brother. And so I went with my brother or with my sister, and I think, Sigurd, were you with us with my sister?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't remember this movie at all.
Okay. But I didn't really want to see it again, but my sister wanted to see it, and so I went to go with her, and it was not fun. It's not a very good movie. Because it's like the rest of them, it's just the same. It's just hero guy suddenly has powers, and he usually wins at the end. They've only ever once really done a movie where the bad guy wins, and that's the fucking Infinity War. And Infinity War I think is really good, and Endgame, but it's still just like I don't know. It's still very similar either way.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with a lot of those films is they have this sort of mentality of like, we need to be super marketable. We need to be marketable to everyone.
Oh yeah.
But there's also like this like pandering, like we only put this in because it's marketable and because it's hot right now. And it's just little things here and there, and it's just like, this doesn't feel genuine to the story. It just feels like you just shoehorn this in just because. And it really ruins the narrative. And I don't have any specific examples, but it really takes me out of the films like a lot. It's like side character who literally has contributed nothing throughout the entire film suddenly has like a scene where they do something cool, and it's like, yeah, I'm a real superhero. And it's like, reality wise, that person would have became red jelly in like seconds.
Yeah. Exactly.
Why are you joking here? I know the show's for kids, but like maybe just take that character out. They're entirely pointless. They're just like a side thing that somebody wanted to jerk off to. It's just ridiculous. It's so annoying.
Have you seen the Eternals?
No.
Okay,
Should
good.
I?
That one is shit. And there is a side character who is exactly like a character who's just like, how the fuck didn't you die? How are you alive? It's just like this random guy with no superpowers who's just like following one of the Eternals with a camera around because he's like vlogging it. He's just like showing like he has to like record it. And I'm just like, how the fuck didn't he get squished by one of these alien things? Like, what? It didn't make a lick of sense, and I hate it. And I agree with you when there's like moments in these Marvel movies that's just like, you are a movie. Why are you breaking like the entire like I don't know. I hate it. It's just like in Black Panther when they do like the "what are those" meme in the middle of the movie, and I was like, what the fuck? And also Hulk dabbing in I think Endgame, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
They gotta stay on those trendy topics to make the children laugh. Hee hee.
Exactly. Filmed by committee. It's just endless. The Eternals is this is very interesting, and I don't know how you feel about RottenTomatoes.com. I usually just set that as like a very, very broad overview of the movie. Currently, the audience score for that movie is sitting at 78%. That's decent. That's almost 80.
Eternals
for
or
Eternals.
Yeah.
The reviewers gave it a 47%. Generally speaking, if the reviewers don't like it, but the audience does, it's an entertaining movie, but it's not good. And then vice versa. But good God, that is a hell of a disparity.
I usually, if I look at reviews, I usually look at audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like they are usually sort of right about a movie being entertaining or not. Like, But not always. Sometimes I just say fuck it. I'm just gonna watch this movie regardless of what anyone says, and make my own damn opinion about it. So yeah, you got to do that sometimes. You can't just like let the internet tell you, "I don't watch this movie, lol, you'll hate it," because they don't know that. This might be your favorite film you've ever seen. So yeah. And for instance, this movie, the Sleepers movie, let me see the Rotten Tomatoes score there. It has a 73% from the critics with an 85% from the audience. And I just disagree with both of these. I think I gave the movie like a 60% on Letterboxd. I was like, nope, this is not good. I don't like this at all.
Should have been 90% audience rating, and 100% reviewers. Thank you.
I fixed it for you.
Thank you.
Send it to them.
Yeah. I guess that's the only movie that I really like. If I can recommend a movie though, something that I really enjoyed on Friday, we had a class where we watched a movie called a French film called Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and it is a beautiful movie, and I really recommend just anyone watch it. I don't want to spoil anything, but it is like a feminist movie about there's this woman who's a painter who's hired to go paint a girl who's to be wed to some guy in Milan, Italy, who she doesn't really want to marry, and it's a very, very good movie. So yeah.
Is it a horror movie?
Yeah, it's very scary. Women are in it.
You're talking about vaginas, probably. Not in my America.
Yeah, exactly.
Bleep that shit out, man.
What?
I don't want to hear no
French film recently. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Wolseeker.
Let me just finish this. I don't want to hear vagina. I just want to hear the beep. Thank you.
Exactly. Censor that
maybe
shit.
then they're saying vulva. That's scarier.
Oh.
Can you beep that? Edit that out. Actually,
Bleep
delete
it
it from the podcast, please.
Just kick him out.
He said vulva. Get him out. I watched Amelie recently for the first time.
Dude, that is such a good movie.
It's very, very cute. I was a little confused for a little bit because it does this thing where it kind of jumps around, and it jumps around in a very followable way, but you don't think it should be followable. It's almost like the movie thinks it's being confusing or wants you to be a little confused but not super confused, and I think that's what they intended. I don't know, but it was interesting. It was a good movie. I recommend it to anyone who would be interested in reading their movie because it's all subtitles, but it's very visually stunning. They did a really good job with it, and it was probably one of the more high production high production looking French films that I've seen, and I've not seen many, so that was probably a very stupid statement, but hey, I said it.
It is a very good movie.
It's out there now.
I haven't seen many French films, but I have seen that one. I have seen Portrait of a Lady on Fire that I said, and I've also seen The Intouchables that got an Americanized version 2 years ago. Hollywood decided to remake it with Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston. And
I bet that's a gem.
Yeah, and apparently it sucks ass dick cock and balls, so don't watch that. Watch the original French version. Just read the subtitles. It's not that hard. Unless you're illiterate, in which case, sorry. There are
he
people
said
with...
he was sorry. I was mad till he apologized.
Thank you. I'm glad you don't hold the grudge. Yeah. Wolseeker, what's a good movie that you saw recently, if anything? He doesn't watch as many movies as I do. I usually come on this podcast, start talking way too much about movies, and Wolseeker's just like, yep. He doesn't know what the fuck to say. Yep.
I mean, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really say, yep, this, that, I agree with you on that part, but the other thing, it's not really that.
Dude,
mean, like a day or two ago, like the Deer Hunter was like on TV.
ooh, I still need to see that actually.
I've not seen it either.
I've heard
Yeah, I mean,
I've heard about it from 1978.
yep, that's the one. It's like an
Prime
anti-war
Video
movie.
for me. Holy shit.
I do want to see it. It's 3 hours. Holy, yeah. All right.
It's quite a long movie.
I still
Basically,
I still haven't even seen Apocalypse Now, which is another war movie that's 3 hours long, and it's like a very popular one. Sorry, you were saying something about the Deer Hunter?
yeah, it's like an anti-war movie about like this, group of friends that go to war, Vietnam,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Oh,
that's basically what it's all about.
okay. And did you like it?
It's this is like my second time I've seen it, and
Oh, okay.
I like it, but I have to say, it's quite long.
Damn. Okay. You think it's one of those movies that's just like too long? It could have been shorter.
Yeah, it could have been shorter in my book, but you could spin it a certain way.
Yeah.
It's this long because you get to really know the friend group type of deals. You could spin it like that if you want to. But personally, some of the sequences are quite long.
The Portrait of a Lady on Fire movie is also pretty long. However, I never felt the length. It does this thing where it's just like constantly showing you stuff, so it's not like boring at all. And I love when movies do that. I love when movies can do that, because a lot of movies just fall into this trap of just being exceptionally boring and nothing's happening, and it's just no fun to watch. But Portrait does it perfectly, where it kept me the entire time, and I loved it. I really did. So
Like,
Nice.
you're trying to review this movie, and I just start laughing because you said I never felt the length. That's what she said.
I never felt the length, because that was a small one.
So when do we start making fart jokes?
We can let's end the podcast on a couple of fart jokes. All right, let's go.
That's not really a fart joke. That's just like a sound effect.
No,